Hey guys, Silven here with another episode of Quick Zero Tips. Today we're going to be looking at dash extension. This video is more of a direct response to a question I got last week about catching opponents when chasing. There are two main ways to extend your dash. E's range is longer than your initial soldier placement, so moving away or queuing will extend the range that you can dash. Or you can place soldiers over walls and queuing through them will also extend your range. There are quite a few different ways to utilize this, so I'll start with the basics and get more complicated with each example. In this first example, we'll see the most basic form of the dash extension. By placing soldiers earlier on, I'm able to move away from them when we start the team fight, and then once they get closer to those soldiers, I can dash for the full range of the E. If I had placed the soldier now rather than before when the team fight started, I wouldn't have made it the entire way and we wouldn't have got those kills. In the second video, I do a similar thing. Once I go up to the mid lane to fight Singed and Thresh, I put down the soldier and wait a bit just so that Singed can't flip me. As soon as I know they're out of range, I can dash to the full extent and ult them back into my team. These next two clips are fairly similar. By placing a soldier over a wall, you actually extend the range at which it can be placed, and then once you E and then Q, you're able to get the maximum range out of your dash. I haven't recorded it in this video, but if you place a soldier in the exact right spot on the raptor camp, it goes out of range of your Q and E, so instead of extending your dash, you'd be able to pull the soldier back to you with Q and then dash onto them with an E. This next clip is slightly more difficult because it's about landing the dash rather than getting closer with the dash or closing the gap with the dash. A lot of this is guesswork if you don't have vision, so I would highly recommend maybe getting a blue trinket and using that. One big tip to remember, especially for the next few clips, is that the more walls you dash over, the more range you're going to get on your E. So here on this gank in bot lane, I dash over 2 walls to get to the Cogmore in time and drop him. This is a really common gank for me, not to dash upwards, but to dash downwards towards the tower and then push them from under the tower into your team. This next one is another super common one where you dash over the 2 external walls of the dragon pit so you can get to a team fight outside of the dragon pit. It works on both sides and they don't really respect my flash ult here and they end up paying for it. In these next two, I intentionally dash through the tower as well to get the extra range to get the pick on the enemy team. If I were to miss the tower, I wouldn't be able to get the extra range to be able to pick them off. You obviously need to be around a tower to set these up, and the most common situations you'd be using this tactic is probably around the top side when there's a group fight, around mid when you're trying to solo dive somebody, or around bot when you're diving as a group. That's all for this episode. I'll see you next time. Bye!